one of our hammer requests from the great follower of our channel John Walco. Thank you so much. Now, this movie could be easily fit into Alfred Hitchcock Presents Twilight Zone Night Gallery. Very underrated movie and one of the Hammer MGM releases. Hysteria is a 65 British murder mystery film directed by Freddie Francis and produced and written by the great Jimmy Sangster. The film stars Robert Webber and Anthony Newlands. American Chris Smith wakes up in an English hospital unable to remember anything of his life before a recent car accident. 4 months later, he has recovered physically, but still has not retrieved his memory. His amnesia is being treated by a Dr. Keller, a psychiatrist who tells him that his bills are being paid by an anonymous benefactor who has made an apartment available to him. Dr. Keller warns him that he might suffer hallucinations. The only other link to his past is a photograph torn from a newspaper. Chris has also fallen in love with Gina, his nurse. Upon his release from hospital, Chris moves into a flat and hires Hemmings, a PI. Chris visits the photographer of the photo, who tells him the subject is dead, the victim of a shower murder. Hitchcockian. In his flat, Chris hears strange voices coming from next door. A couple argue. He keeps seeing a woman around town from time to time, who reminds him of the woman in the photo, and he discovers a bloody knife in his shower. Now, Chris receives a late-night visit from Denise, who claims to be the widow of the man responsible for the automobile accident that caused Chris to lose his memory. Denise bears a remarkable resemblance to the woman in the picture. Now, Denise eventually plies Chris with drugs, and after one such episode, he discovers in his shower the body of a murdered woman, which later disappears. Now, assisted by Hemmings, Chris tricks Denise and Keller into admitting that they are murderers, having planned to frame him for the crime, and that the victim is the physician's wife. Chris is eventually reunited with Gina. Now, this is a very, very interesting plot, very fast, 85 minutes. And ironically, it was released in the States before it was released in the UK. MGM put it out April 65 in the States, 27th of June in 65. Now, although it was supposed to be a big hit to the box office, it did very little at the turnstiles. Now, James Caress of Hammer announced it had a film titled Brainstorm to follow Hysteria, but this appears to have not been made. Now, this movie was released to DVD by Warner Home Video in 2011 via the Warner Archive DVD on demand. Now, you very rarely see this movie on television, and there's a reason why. It's basically plot within plot and what he called subtext within subtext. But the Chris Smith character, played by Robert Webber, does a very good job. Now, this is what he called, not say a low-end Hammer, but John Wilcox doing the cinematography and Don Banks doing the music. Like I said, it was quite atmospheric. Like, if you like kind of low-rent Hitchcock or low-rent Night Gallery or Twilight Zone, however Hitchcock presents, this is it. Because these type of movies, again, they would go fast. They weren't like 2-hour movies. So a good afternoon on CHCH or a good late night watching this. But the multiple plots going on here and using the shower as a motif, because a lot of people since Psycho in 1960 were having a hard time dealing with anything involving shower or water, because water for some people signifies fear or death. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen this movie. John could probably give her a better, estimation of it. But like I said, seeking out these old Hammer movies keeps the tradition alive. And this is one of the few horror movies, back in the day that didn't have Peter Cushing or Christopher Lee or, their kind of feeling within the movie. Because Hammer is doing all kind of stuff. They're doing psychological movies, vampire movies, Frankenstein movies. Now, comic books, like horror comic books like Ghosts, House of Secrets, this is the type of plot that would do good like in a novelization. It comes across for many, and I've seen published reports, as kind of what I call a short story or short comic book come to life. And like I said, give it a chance. Like I said, Hysteria can be different things. It could be female hysteria or, lack of memory or whatever. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's our latest John Walco Hammer request. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And don't forget, like John, requests are highly appreciated and highly, highly considered. Thanks for listening. Bye.